Hey, hi guys. Okay, welcome to PCF. Okay, in our last class, okay, we discussed about the temp tables. Okay, so what are the temp tables we have, and what are the different types of local temporary table and global temporary tables, and difference between them. Okay, so but when to use the temp tables, guys? Where you have you have created one query and you want to use that query in a multiple places. It's taking more time. Suppose you have a joined with the multiple tables case. Okay, suppose you have a joined with the multiple tables. It's taking almost to execute the data, so it's taking almost 5 minutes of time. Then you can store that into one temp table, and then you can use that temp table in multiple places. Okay, instead of using that query in a multiple places, you can use that query in a different places. Okay, so you can use that temp tables in a different places. Okay, so for that purpose we'll go for the temp tables now. So we in this class we are going to discuss about the table variable. Okay, so what is the table variable? Okay, what is the table variable? Okay, what is the table variable and when to use the table variable? Okay, so table variables so same like a temp tables case. Okay, it will but it will store in the TempDB memory. Like, so to create syntax. Okay, so create um so like how you will create declare. So we will not use the create. Okay, we'll use the declare. Okay, declare. Okay, so declare. Okay, you can use the declare keyword. And how we'll declare the variable? The same way we can declare the, okay, like you are declaring a variable. Okay, just some var. Okay, and then data type, right? So suppose integer, and then set at var is equal to, okay, at var is equal to some 2, and then okay, print. Okay, something. Okay, so this is for single. Okay, so print, then at the rate var. Okay, at the rate var. Okay, just it will print the values. Okay, this is the simple declaration of variable case. Okay, this is simple declaration of variable. Or else you can go with the select. Okay, or else you can go with the select. Okay, so just you can go and you can select that. Okay, so it will select it. Okay, it will select it. Okay, the simple way, like we can go like this. Okay, you can go like this. And so table variable means the same way. Okay, but it is single value, but I want to store the values in a table. Okay, it's a single value, but I want to store in a table. Okay, so that is the reason I am going with the table. Here I can write a table, and then you can define a columns like id. Okay, so id, is a what? Integer, comma, name. Okay, so name is a varchar, something like that. Okay, varchar 20 something. Okay, you can define. Okay, varchar 20. Okay, varchar 20, and then you can define. Okay, if you declare it, the table structure will come. Okay, this is the declare. Okay, if you want to see, okay, so to print that. Okay, so print. Okay, if you want to see the variable structure, just print or select. Okay, print or select, anything is fine. Okay, so just do that. Okay, so declare a variable. Okay, must declare a variable. Okay, we have declared the table variable, and then okay, select, okay, this variable. Let's just select. Okay, select star from variable. So just select that. Okay, so it's giving id name. Okay, it's giving id name. Okay, this is the structure. And if you want to insert data, okay, so just same way how we are inserting the data into tables. Okay, insert into the rate variable. Okay, and then values. Okay, so id1 and name some AAA, and then close. Okay, so you have to, okay, you have to execute all this at a time. Insert into a table. Okay, so insert into values. So insert into table like values. Okay, you can write a values and then execute. Okay, so just it will execute. So the declaration, okay, for temp tables is not like that case. Okay, you can create a table, and then you can afterwards, if suppose if I try to insert only single insert things, okay, it will not execute. Okay, so it will not execute. Otherwise, okay, so if you if you declare and then insert, okay, if you declare and insert, okay, that row, one row is affected. So if you select, okay, if you select, it will not be select. Why? Because it's only for the batch. Okay, it's only for the batch. Okay, you have to declare all at a time. Okay, insert, declaration, and insert and selection, everything at a time. Okay, this is only for the batch. So it will be remains for only the single line of code. Okay, after that it will be, so no need to drop. Okay, so it automatically drop. Where it will create? It will create in a temporary DB memory. Okay, temp tables will be created in TempDB. Okay, in system databases. Okay, it will create in a TempDB. So the same way, it is also created in TempDB only, but it's created in a memory. Okay, it will not store any data, so it will drop. Okay, so if you suppose batch means, suppose if you write go here and then if you write go one more go here. Okay, this is one batch case. Okay, this is one batch and this is one batch and this is one batch. Okay, if you try to execute it, okay, so it will not execute. Okay, see that. So that means, so the variable scope is only for the batch. Okay, the variable scope is only for the batch. Okay, so that is the variable case. Okay, that is the table variables. Okay, table variables scope of the table variable is limited to only batch. Okay, due to this reason we cannot use in the nested store procedure. Nested store procedure means like, okay, where the stored procedure will call in another stored procedure, that is called a nested store procedure. Okay, you cannot use these table variables in the nested store procedures. Okay, and also table variable automatically dropped. Okay, when the batch ends. Okay, no need to drop the table variable, guys. Okay, no need to drop the table variable. So when the batch is over, so automatically it will be dropped. And when we will go for it? Okay, so what is the use of it and when we will go for it? Okay, so table variable mostly used in the user defined functions, guys. Okay, UDF, user defined functions. Okay, that we cannot possible with the temporary tables. Okay, that is the reason we'll go for the table variable. Okay, so the limitation of table variable is do not participate in the transaction. Okay, so if you want to roll back your data, okay, after insertion, okay, if you want to roll back your data, so you cannot. Okay, suppose you have inserted the data, okay, declared, and so you can write a begin tran. Okay, so begin tran. Okay, begin tran and rollback. Okay, I'm writing a rollback. Rollback means it should not insert. Okay, it roll back the data. Okay, it should roll back the data. Okay, so it should not insert the data. Okay, it should not insert the data, right? So let me execute it. See, still it is inserting. Okay, that means it's not participating in the transaction. Okay, that means it's not participating in the transaction. Rollback means whatever the data you are inserted, just roll back it. Okay, I don't want to do that. Okay, but still, even though it is selecting the data, that means it's inserting the data. That means it's not participating the transactions. Okay, it's not participating the transactions. Okay, that is the one of the limitations. And select star into table variable from a table case. Okay, suppose, okay, you have some table. Okay, you can take any table from the sample database. Okay, you can take any table. Okay, you can take employee table. Okay, so if I do that, okay, select the star into some hash table case. Okay, hash temp table from this table, and okay, this table. Okay, it will create a temporary table now. Okay, so with the employee table structure, it will create a temp table and it will insert the data into TempDB. Okay, if you see this data, okay, if you select this temp table, it has been created now. Okay, that this kind of insertion temp table will support, but table variables is not support. Okay, so this kind of insertion temp table will support. Okay, if you try to do with the table variable, okay, let me go here and then, okay, try to go with the table variable. Okay, just this is the variable. Okay, so temp variable. Okay, temp variable, something like that. And then if you try to execute it, it will not support. Guys, so it will not support something. Okay, syntax error, something like that. Okay, so table temporary table will support the this kind of insertion, but table variable will not support that. Okay, and You cannot truncate or drop the table variable. Okay, that is only batch scope. How we can write and drop and create. Okay, something. Okay, if you are okay, so after creating, okay, you are suppose dropping. Okay, drop variable. Okay, something variable name something. Okay, variable name or variable sub. Okay, if you try to drop it. Okay, so you cannot. Okay, so you cannot drop. Okay, you cannot truncate. Okay, you cannot alter also. Okay, so that is the limitations. Okay, you cannot alter. Once you declare now, you cannot alter. And you can create you cannot create a constraint separately. Okay, so if you want to create a primary key and all, okay, if you want to create a primary key and all, okay, well, declaring only you can create. Okay, this is the primary key. Okay, if you want a primary key, okay, primary key. Okay, so primary key and unique, something like that. Okay, if you want to create a unique, okay, you can create unique. Okay, like that you can declare. But after, okay, after creating that, okay, after creating that, okay, after declaring that, you explicitly you want, okay, so you forget to add this primary key here. Okay, so unique key is here. Okay, if you want to add explicitly, no, it's not possible, but it's possible on the temporary table, guys. Okay, but it's not possible in the table variable. And also, okay, so these are the limitations we have in the temporary table. Okay, so when to go for what, like when we will go for a temporary table and when we will go for a table variable. It's a very important interview question also. Okay, so use temporary tables when we have a when we want to store the large amount of data. Else you can go for a table variable case. Okay, so when we have a less amount of data, you can go for a, and table variables are faster than temporary tables. And one time usage, you can go with the table variable of small data. Okay, when we have the small data, and when we have the multiple usages, okay, you can go with the temp tables and large amount of data. Okay, multiple usages. Okay, so you are going to use this temporary tables in a multiple situations, then you can go with the so temp tables. Okay, the difference is that, so you have seen just now. Okay, so temporary table and table variable differences case. Okay, temp table and table variable. Okay, table variable differences. Okay, okay, well, we'll use a create. Okay, we'll use a create command. Okay, create command to create this. So we'll use a declare. Okay, declare command to declare. Okay, so to create the table variable, we'll use the declare. Okay, so declare. And also, okay, so here we'll have the hash symbol to create that. Okay, single hash or a double hash. So here we will have the @ okay, and so it will not support the select into. Okay, select star into temp tables. Okay, select star into hash temp table. Okay, hash table from another table. Okay, from another table case. Okay, but it will not support that. Okay, so table variable will not support select star into table variable. Okay, so table variable. Okay, it will not support. Okay, these are the main differences. Okay, and also temporary table will participate in the transactions. Okay, will, okay, we can use in the transactions. Okay, we can use, okay, we can roll back the data. We can so we can roll back the data. So we can use this in a transactions. Okay, we can use in the transactions, but we cannot use in the transactions. Okay, table variables we cannot use in transactions case. Okay, we cannot use in a transaction. Just now we have seen that. And also, okay, and also this is for when you close the tab. Okay, when you close the session, okay, then only it will be dropped. Okay, so you have to explicitly drop. Okay, you have to drop explicitly. You have to drop explicitly, but here it will drop automatically after the patch. Okay, it will drop automatically after the batch. Okay, so no need to drop, guys. Okay, no need to drop after the batch. So this is only in a batch scope. Okay, so when you, okay, So when you close the session, okay, when you close the tab, okay, then only it will be dropped. Okay, then only it will be dropped here. So this is in the only, okay, this is in only batch scope. Okay, so variables, okay, table variables in batch scope case. Okay, these are the differences we have: table variable and temporary tables. Okay, batch scope only. Okay, so these are the things case. Okay, so like what is the points we have a table variables and the limitations of table variables. And so in previous video, okay, if you haven't watched the previous video guys, okay, I strongly recommend the temp tables. Okay, I have discussed about the temp tables. Okay, what are the different types of temp tables, and also in this video I already discussed like when we'll go for the temp tables and all. Okay, so hope you understand. Okay, please if you like the video, please share and subscribe my channel if you haven't subscribed. Okay, thank you, thanks for the day guys. Okay, thank you.